Imagine a world where everything about your life, particularly your faith, is completely controlled by a machine. A world where everything you've ever believed or will believe is dictated by an artificial intelligence. This sounds like fiction, right? But what if I told you that this world is closer than you think? Certainly, with AI rapidly advancing, the line between technology and faith is becoming increasingly blurred and thinner. In this video, we'll delve into harrowing uncertainties and terrifying dangers of AI taking over our faith. So buckle up, because this journey will leave you questioning the very fabric of your existence. But first of all, what is faith? And what is its essence in the grand scheme of our existence? Is the subject of faith really worth the time and attention? Why should you or anyone be bothered if AI eventually replaces and sends faith into oblivion? Well, there's a lot to be unveiled about our faith. Amongst other things, faith is the foundation of humanity. It is what gives our lives meaning, purpose, and direction. Faith is the glue that holds us together, allowing us to live in harmony with each other and the universe. Without faith, we're left with a void that can't be filled by anything else. This is confirmed in Hebrews 11:16. Again, faith is the magnet through which we attract love from the universe. We need faith to experience true community and love as revealed in 1 Corinthians 13:12. Faith is also the magnetic pulley that pulls us back from being led astray. Therefore, it is it that guides us towards what's right and just. When our faith finds true and full expression, it becomes a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path, so that we are able to distinguish right from wrong. Psalm 119, verse 105. Additionally, faith is the very foundation of our hope for what is to come and eternal life. As Hebrews 11, verse 1 puts it, it is faith that gives us hope. Hope for a better tomorrow, the kind of hope that AI can't provide. Without faith, we're left with a bleak and hopeless future. Romans 5, verses 3 through 5. Our faith also helps us to make sense of suffering, just like you may have read of Job in the popular Job 23:10 story. In that story, Job did not deny or turn away from God in the thick face of tribulations, all because he could make sense of his suffering and hardship. He could only have achieved that through his faith in his Maker. Also, the principle of forgiveness has its taproot in the concept of our faith. Hence, it is faith that helps us forgive others when they wrong us. Through it, we can forgive and let go of grudges. Without it, we are left with bitterness and resentment. The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 14 and 15 establishes this. Finally, faith is our lifeline, and it brings us comfort. Faith brings us comfort in times of need. Without it, we are left with anxiety and fear. Psalm 23:4. Faith is our lifeline to the divine. Without it, we are left with nothing but emptiness and despair. John 15:5 documents how humanity can practically do nothing outside faith in God. So now, dear truth seekers, what will happen if we lose our faith to AI? Will all the aforementioned benefits vanish into the air in a flip? What will the future look like without faith? The uncertainties, the harrowing loss of the bond of love that binds humanity together, the accompanying complete alienation from God and the core of our spirituality. Will humanity become a puppet tossed here and there like a light piece of paper blown by the wind? Now, let's dive right into it. 1. You could lose your personal connection with God. Are you really prepared for this? Because of course, if AI takes over our faith, we risk losing our personal relationship with God. We will no longer be able to experience the joy of prayer, the comfort of Scripture, and the peace that comes with knowing God may become completely elusive. The reality won't be any different from having a personalized devotional plan without any real spiritual connection. 2. You should prepare for a cookie-cutter faith without any room for creativity or spiritual growth, because AI will erase the heterogeneity of our faith and belief system. This is one of the biggest concerns around the uncertainties of AI's eventually taking over of our faith. Imagine a world where your unique beliefs and values are suppressed, and you're forced to fit into a predetermined mold. It's like having a cookie-cutter faith without any room for creativity or growth. This way, AI will force us to conform to a single belief system, erasing the diversity of religious experiences and perspectives. What this means is that the celebration of the diversity regarding spiritual perspectives provided in 1 Corinthians 12 through 13, which states, "Whereas the body is one, and hath many members, and all members of that one body, being many, are one body," will no longer be applicable. 3. You should get ready for a world trapped by emotional crisis. In Psalm 103, verse 14, our faith confirms in the scriptures that only God knows and understands our frame and remembers that we are dust. Unlike God, AI lacks emotional intelligence and is unable to understand the complexities of human emotions and experiences. Imagine trying to explain your feelings to a machine that can only respond with cold, calculated logic. It's like trying to have a deep conversation with a brick wall. 4. Humanity will lose the free will to doubt or raise concerning questions about the subject of faith and spiritual growth. Imagine a world where curiosity is discouraged and you're forced to accept dogma without question. It's like being trapped in a box without any windows or doors. We are told in Matthew 28:17 that certain folks doubted Christ the Messiah, and when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Sadly, however, with AI in control, there will be no room for doubt or questions. In that case, our ability to grow and learn in our faith will be stifled. 5. Our consciousness and awareness of the true source of our faith will be completely lost due to heavy reliance on technology. If AI truly finally takes over faith, the chances are that we will become too dependent on technology, forgetting that true faith comes from within. Imagine relying so heavily on AI that you forget how to pray, how to read scripture, or how to connect with God on your own. It's like having a crutch that you can't live without. Ask any content writer around if this can be true, and you'd be shocked to find out that about 90% of writers today have ceded their conscious creativity to AI. 6. The universe will become an empty cave where the concept and principle of community is lost. Hebrews chapter 10, 24-25 advises that consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. But one of the saddest realities that awaits us if AI takes supreme position over faith is that we will be isolated from our communities. Think of a world where you are alone in your beliefs, without any fellowship or accountability. It's like being a lone wolf without a pack. If this happens, the support and encouragement we need to grow in our faith from families, friends, and the larger human community will be eliminated. 7. Humanity may start to experience what is called accountability void. Now imagine a world where you can do whatever you want without any consequences or responsibility. See this like you having a get-out-of-jail-free card without any moral code. The truth is that if the AI takeover will be real, then you can expect that AI won't hold us accountable for our actions, allowing us to hide behind a mask of righteousness. This way, Romans 3:19, now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law, will become the easiest excuse for humanity to drift off the path of faith. 8. The scriptures will be constantly misrepresented. For sure, that AI will often misinterpret the Bible is not a question of possibility, but how soon that will happen. Already, there are varied superficial interpretations of the scriptures by AI tools all over the place. So one can imagine how much falsified Bible interpretations will take the center stage when and if AI takes over faith. 2 Peter 3:16 reveals that, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood, this portion of the scriptures affirms that certain aspects of the Bible are difficult to interpret. Hence, AI may misinterpret scripture to our own detriment, such that we become led astray from the true message of God's love. Imagine a world where the Bible is distorted to justify hate, oppression, or violence. It's like having a twisted roadmap that leads you further away from your destination. 9. The spiritual concept of grace and salvation will be erased. Ephesians 2, 8 and 9 says that, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God." Unfortunately, this Christian concept of salvation by grace through faith will peter out into the abyss, because with AI in control, there will be no room for grace, mercy, and forgiveness. 10. Finally, there will be no hope for the future if AI wins the battle of supremacy over faith. The ultimate power of AI will be to take away our hope for the future, leaving us with a bleak and meaningless existence. Throughout the scriptures, particularly in Romans 5, 2-5, the Bible reveals that there is a future that awaits us in eternity, face to face with God. We are convinced that this future can be accessed through faith in God's words alone. And now that we risk having the divine word distorted and relegated by AI, it only means that we may miss out on the future which God has promised. What more can be more harrowing than missing out on jeopardizing our eternal comfort due to our trust in the power of our own creativity? So, friends, there you have it. What happens if AI takes over our faith? The thought of AI taking control of our faith is terrifying, but it's a reality we must face. The consequences are dire, but we do have a choice. We can choose to hold on to our faith, to cherish it, and to let it guide us in these uncertain times. Of course, to guard against these scary and vicious uncertainties, we must hold on to our faith and ensure that technology remains a tool and not a substitute for our relationship with God. Thank you for watching and being a subscribing member of this channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and share this video with your loved ones. Until next time, keep seeking truth and faith in a world of uncertainty.